What?
That's fine. You don't have that many notes.
It's only 3 slides.
Don't leave your side talking.
Socks and Crocs.
Yeah.
Oh, you still have those plants?
They're comfy.
Alright. You close, Keanu?
No. I can take it after if you want me to.
I'm on
Oh.
Guys,
No time.
I have a quiz out, guys.
we'll just look at talking after I see you talk. Alright. So, we're gonna talk about a few concepts here that I missed on my last one. We ran out of time. You should have your notes open right to the last section where we were talking about That's
gotta stop.
That raptor's not gonna fly. I'm gonna be so distracted. So it should be right after Zoroastrianism. Alright? So, you guys know what a satrapy is, right? It's on the quiz.
Something about
What's a satrapy?
Persian cities.
I forget.
Persian cities, yes, divided up. So, basically what happened was, they made divisions throughout their empire, alright, those were called satrapies, and then throughout that were satraps that led those satrapies, okay? So, we had those leaders leading satrapies, and those leaders were called satraps. Now, basically, this was a way to easily govern them. What does this kind of look like that we have today?
States.
Middle East.
Democracy, yeah, the idea you're thinking of states, countries, all right, that division was invented and created. Now, the first king to implement that was King Darius, okay? King Darius is the first one to implement satrapies, all right? And this was just a way that he could divide up his kingdom. He had all these different satrapies, and satraps were leading them, and he then led those satraps by himself. Grunts after each thing I say is not necessary. Thank you.
Just making sure he's got it all right.
Any questions over satraps and satrapies?
So the satrapies are needed by satraps?
Satraps were the leaders of satrapies, yes. Alright, so, before coins, what kind of a money system do you think they had?
Barter.
Barter system, yes, barter economy. Okay, barter economy. Now, what is barter economy?
I do something for you, you do something for me.
Yes, so here's the exact one I want you guys to know. Goods or services traded directly for other goods or services. Goods or services traded directly for other goods or services.
Wait, what is it called again?
Barter economy. Goods or services traded for other goods or services. Alright, and obviously from what you can see, the Persians learned it from the Lydians. The Lydians are the ones that gave it to them. The Persians implemented it. Okay, can you guys just imagine like the idea behind this? Do you guys all understand what a barter economy is?
Yes.
Alright, now what are the problems with a barter economy?
No, it's not.
What if you need something that no one has?
You need something that nobody has, what else? That's a good one. What else?
Unfair trades.
What?
Unfair trades.
Unfair trades, yeah, what else? I mean, supply and demand, right? What if I made shoes, you made corn, and she pressed wine, okay? Now I have fancy dinner on Friday, so I need a bunch of wine, all right? I come to you, hey, I just made a bunch of new Vans. Oh, looks like you have great shoes already. She doesn't want my shoes. All right, now I have to come here, because she wants corn, but she doesn't need shoes. Now I come here, do you need shoes? If she doesn't need shoes, I have to find someone else with something she needs, then trade for that, then trade with her, and then go here. And then the unfair trades come in where, what if I get something that's misweighted? It's all supply and demand. So barter system was hard. Now they switched to coins. I can sell my shoes for coins, for money. I'm just gonna lift it and then place it quick. Alright. I can sell my shoes for coins. She can sell her corn for coins. She can sell her wine for coins. And then through all that, we can then trade and buy things. Then it's a set price, set unit of division, and all of that is just a great way for economy. Completely revolutionized economy to be what we have today. It's really awesome. Now, who knows what diffusion means? What does diffusion mean? Someone have a guess. What does diffusion mean?
Something that like deteriorates over time.
Deteriorates is an idea. That's one way that you can look at it. I'm looking for another word or idea.
Are we talking about the Phoenicians right now?
We're talking about diffusion, cultural diffusion. Yes.
It
What's
dies out.
No. Diffusion. Yeah.
Kinda like a mix.
Mixes. What would be another word for that? Yeah.
Forms.
Dissolve.
Forms. Spreads is what I'm looking for. All right. If you diffuse something out, it kind of breaks up and spreads apart. Yeah.
Do you have a pencil I can borrow?
It's pencil you could borrow. There you go. Is there one on the ground right? Right.
Never mind.
It spreads. Okay. Now, what would then cultural diffusion be? As obvious as it sounds.
Cultural
Cultural.
Spreading of culture. Now, we have Phoenicians. We have the Phoenicians to thank for this. Okay. Cultural diffusion goes back to the Phoenicians. The Phoenicians were sea traders, or sea merchants. It's good to know. All right. And they had colonies all over the Mediterranean Sea. Yeah. I don't have a pencil sharpener, but I'll take your pencil and I'll give you a different one.
Did you just give me your pencil?
Yeah.
That's dying.
So, the Phoenicians had little ports and colonies all over the Mediterranean Sea. All right, they sailed from each one and traded different goods. Okay, now they took with them the culture, and that's where the cultural diffusion comes in. Okay, now cultural diffusion, this is the exact definition I want you guys to have. The spread of the beliefs and social activities of one culture to different ethnicities, religions, and nationalities. I'll repeat it like 2 more times.
Wait, not yet.
Cultural diffusion.
Alright, I'm
The
ready.
spread of the beliefs and social activities of one culture to different ethnicities, religions, and nationalities. I'll repeat it one more time.
I need from the beliefs
Anything
and
after.
I'll do it one more time. Cultural diffusion. Here we go. The spread of the beliefs and social activities of one culture to different ethnicities, religions, and nationalities. Important to know.
One culture to
Dog.
Wait,
Anyone?
religions and
You missed out if you forgot to remember that.
Ethnicities, religions, and nationalities. Everyone got that?
Yeah.
I got it, coach.
I'm looking at the writers. Did writers get it down? Got it? Alright, awesome.
Oh, clean this up now.
Important to know. Now, who knows what phonetics are? I'm gonna pull that out of the wrapper. I'm sorry. It's just so
Yeah, it's
distracting.
driving me nuts.
Come on, man.
You got 20 minutes left, why can't you be after?
It's on your mouth.
And don't set it on the desk either.
Guys,
Yeah.
what's phonetics? When I say phonetics, we're on to this slide. We're going to the next slide, but I want to ask you a question before we get to it. What's phonetics? Yeah.
Like an old social class or something.
What'd you say?
Like an old social class or
It's a
something.
good guess. That's actually honestly an amazing guess, but not quite.
Isn't that something to do with the alphabet?
Ooh, yes. Now we're getting hotter. Alphabet. We're heating up. What is phonetics? You need to improve your phonetics. Guess. You can just take a guess.
Pronunciation.
Pronunciation.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, it's the sounding of words. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about the Phoenician alphabet, exactly where we get phonetics from, okay? So, the Phoenicians were the first ones to create symbols for sounds, not words, all right? What was the writing before that we learned? It was on your quiz? Cuneiform, what's the other word for it?
Sumerian pictographic writing.
Sumerian pictographic writing. So those had
Alright.
pictures that represented actual words. Now you have pictures or symbols that represent sounds. Can you imagine how revolutionary this would be? All right, so I could come up to you guys and I would say cheeseburgers. Now, if you don't know the exact symbol for a cheeseburger, you won't be able to write it down. Now, with the Phoenician writing and phonics, I can say any word, whether you've heard it or not, and you could get close to spelling it correct, because now symbols represent sounds as opposed to words themselves. So you spell it ch, okay, what makes the ch sound? All right, that's a k with a sound, and that makes a ch. You guys don't get what I'm saying? This is revolutionary. I can't even imagine who's like, you know what? Who changed this? This is just, blows my mind. So, we also get our alphabet from the Phoenicians. So the Phoenicians started with it. All right, they created the Phoenician alphabet. So we have the Phoenician alphabet here. The Greeks then took it and changed it to be their alphabet.
Do we need to write this down?
Yeah, that'd be good to know. The Phoenicians take it, then the Greeks have it. From the Greeks, the Romans then change it. All right, Roman alphabet. And then from the Roman alphabet, we now get our ABCs we have today. Now, obviously, we didn't jump directly from Romans to the ABCs, okay? But when you look back, okay, just an easy way to remember and think about it, the Roman Catholic Church, all right, the old King James version of the Bible. Does anybody remember what that sounds like? Why is the King James weird?
Thus.
It's like very old time.
Old-timey language, thus, thighs,
Like
thee.
Shakespeare.
Shakespearean language, yes. That transition from here to ours is good. Then we modernized it to now be the alphabet and the wording that we have today. From the thys to the thus. And that's what gets our modern day ABCs. But you can trace it all the way back to the Phoenicians. This is their alphabet right here. And those are the first ones to do it. This is just revolutionary in this time. All these different ideas. A coin system for economy. Alphabet. This is the stuff. This is the stuff that's awesome. I can't imagine who blazed the trail for this. Is there any questions over this slide? Any other slides?
Blaze the trail.
Blaze the trail. Started it off for us. Packed it down with machete. Yeah.
So you just like these Phoenician alphabets, like basically sounding stuff out instead of like just standing for something.
Stands for sounds instead of words. Yes. The symbols stand for sounds instead of words. That's huge. All right. Any questions? All right. We are going to watch a short video. 4 minutes long. You guys don't need to take notes on it. It's going to review the empires we've looked at so far.
Yes.
Okay? But remember, when I'm showing a video in class, you have to be watching and listening to this video, not on something else, not distracted. And then from there, I'll let you guys have the rest of the class to just start working on other stuff. Don't forget you have on Friday. Current event, and what else?
Yes. He's always too busy on that day.
So breathing. All right, here we go. Christian, you want to snag the lights for me? Or one of the Christians. All right, make sure we're watching this, not talking to our neighbors, not on something else. This guy is someone who makes short little videos to summarize different concepts, ideas, and units. This one's 4 minutes long. He goes through 4 different empires, so it's real quick. It's really fast.
Is it easy to understand, or does he have like a crazy?
This isn't like
Crazy
this
Russian
isn't like a
hopper.
crash course. It's slower.
Okay.
I like crash courses a lot. Not everyone.
Here we go. We're going to look at 4 empires of Mesopotamia. Before we look at some of the more powerful empires, we must figure out what an empire is. The dictionary defines an empire as a group of nations or peoples ruled over by an emperor, empress, or other powerful sovereign or government, usually a territory of greater extent than a kingdom. At around 2300 BCE, a group known as the Akkadians conquered Sumer. They made all the city-states part of a single empire. The Akkadians conquered the land and created the world's first empire. They were led by a king named Sargon, who used powerful and smart military strategies to retain power. During the span of the empire, the Akkadians had some great accomplishments. The Akkadian language replaced the Sumerian language. Art flourished with 3-dimensional sculptures. One famous 3D sculpture is the Victory Stele. which shows a scene of a military victory. Unfortunately, the Akkadian Empire only lasted about 200 years and fell to new invaders from the north. After the fall of the Akkadians, Sumer went back to being independent city-states until a king named Hammurabi came around. Hammurabi is mostly known for his code of laws, which were used to unify and preserve order. The code spelled out specific punishments for wrongdoing. For example, here's a law. If fire break out in a house, and someone who comes to put it out cast his eye upon the property of the owner of the house, and take the property of the master of the house, he shall be thrown into that selfsame fire. Although the laws seemed harsh, Hammurabi's code was revolutionary because this was the first time where laws were applied to everyone. Also, during the Babylonian Empire, trade flourished, which helped the empire's economy. The next great empire to rule Mesopotamia were a group called the Assyrians. The Assyrians were a warlike people and were feared for their military might and cruelty. Their greatest achievements were their weapons and war strategies. They were excellent at siege warfare and were the first to use the battering ram. The Assyrian Empire lasted for about 300 years and at its height stretched from Egypt to the Persian Gulf. In the end, the territory proved too big to control and was plundered by a few different groups of people. Eventually, the Babylonians once again took control of the area. The Neo-Babylonian Empire's most famous king was Nebuchadnezzar II. Nebs ruled for over 40 years and expanded the empire whenever he could. Nebs worked hard to return the capital of Babylon to the riches it had enjoyed under Hammurabi. Also, one of the wonders of the ancient world was built at Nebuchadnezzar's palace, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. The new Babylonian Empire only lasted about 75 years and was conquered by another great empire, the Persians. As we've seen in Mesopotamia, empires give me some mixed emotions. On one hand, they pumped out some great achievements like the first code of laws, great military achievements, and beautiful wonders of the world. But on the other hand, they are taking over groups of people and forcing their control upon them. Like many other river valley civilizations, Mesopotamia and several empires rise to power and fall apart for one reason or another. That is a common theme that you will see all throughout history. Until next time, that's been your 5 minutes or less.